This episode is brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
Ukraine shells multiple cities in the Donetsk Republic on Orthodox Christmas, leaving civilians wounded. That's despite Moscow calling for a ceasefire. President Zelensky reportedly revokes the citizenship of 13 Ukrainian Orthodox priests in his latest crackdown on the church. Also this hour.
We are in the town of Jenin now, in the northern part of the West Bank. It has been in the news a lot recently. Almost daily military raids by the Israeli army here have often turned violent, with casualties among civilian population.
We delve into the trials and tribulations of Orthodox Christian pilgrims in the Middle East, as our correspondent retraces the iconic path said to have been taken by Mother Mary from Nazareth. And in Ethiopia, the only African country that celebrates Orthodox Christmas, people are once again able to attend an annual festival that was closed for years due to lockdowns and war. Here's how some locals feel about the development.
I can tell you how happy I am. I have been to this place before, and it was like people were living in the darkness. Now seeing such a massive change, words can explain how happy I am.
A warm welcome. This is RTN.
What are the legal consequences of Israel's occupation of Palestine? The UN says the International Court of Justice must decide. Palestinians see that as a victory, while Israel calls it despicable. But will it change anything on the ground? This is Inside Story. Hello, welcome to the program. I'm Hashim Ahalbarra. The UN General Assembly ended the year 2022 by passing a resolution calling on the
First, we are going to be taking a look at Telewizla's only logo, the CGI pool, used from 1995 until 1997, when the channel folded. This logo is quite mediocre. The CGI is kind of cheesy, especially with the quote-unquote pool. The pool looks like construction paper. It would be better if they flat out meant to do that, but I don't think they did.
The music confuses me. I don't know why, but I don't really like it.
For me, it's kind of calm music, and is a bit soothing. But anyways, on to our next logo. Because I don't have much else to say. But anyways, on to our next logo.
Next up, we have the TVN ball, used from 1997 until 2002.
This logo is a very nice logo in my opinion. It just really has the ball fit in with all kinds of things. It's like the BBC Two Idents in a way.
Yeah, but I'm mainly impressed by this logo. The CGI they use looks awesome, especially for 1997.
This next logo is not as good as the last, but it's still somewhat nice. I call this the Flat TVNs. It was used from 2002 to 2008.
Telewizja TVN zaprasza na film.
This logo's nice and all, but the animation became unimpressive. Anything from the time could probably top this, or be equivalent.
The amount of things there are on the screen and music makes this logo a lot better. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't like this logo all that well. I've seen better logos from this time period, but this logo is far from terrible.
So this next one I call the TVN Chorus, and it was seen on screens from 2008 until 2013.
From 2008 to 2009, it was in 4x3, but then they switched to 16x9 in 2009, with a different ending to all the items too. Then there's the slightly different logos.
Na film zaprasza telewizja TVN.
This logo is awesome. The music is fluid and works well with the logo, with the visuals being quite impressive even for 2008.
The music really fits with the animation. It's smooth, like the smoothest butter you'll find. The color choice is really good too, and the jingle at the end is so nice. And it's that final cherry on top of the cake that is this logo.
The last logo we have for today is called the TVN Ball 2, and it was seen ever since 2013.
film zaprasza telewizja TVN. Na film zaprasza telewizja TVN. Na film zaprasza telewizja TVN.
This logo.
Welcome to Classic Game Room. Before I get around to reviewing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers LCD game, let's talk about a good game. This is Ace Combat 4 on the PlayStation 2. I like to blow things up with airplanes. Therefore, I like this game. Welcome to the fictional world of Strange Reel, or whatever they call it, an alternate universe version of Earth, which has imported Earthling-made aircraft for the Battle of Osea. And you are the pilot known as Mobius 1. The storyline of the game is told through these cutscenes with some dialogue establishing the characters and the environment. It's a very World War II era inspired story, as you can tell.
This guitar. Our Yellow 13 bagged 3 more today, bringing his new tally up to 64 kills.
These are nicely drawn, the dialogue is acceptable, and it's kind of a sad story, but don't mistake this for a plot-driven game. You're here to blow things up with airplanes. It's Ace Combat, after all. This is widely regarded as one of the best games in Namco's popular airplane series, released in 2001 for the PlayStation 2. What you do is pretty simple. It's a straightforward game. You start out with an F4 Phantom and blow up a bunch of enemies, earning points that you can then apply to buying new airplanes, like the F-16, F-22, MiG-29, SU, whatever they are. I would say that if you've played one Ace Combat game, you've played them all, except it's not entirely true because Ace Combat Assault Horizon is trash compared to this. The fictional setting actually makes it somewhat interesting. It doesn't need a plot. Like, you know how these games are. It's just a bunch of missions that have no continuity, but they laid a plot on top of it. Interspersed with cutscenes, it gives the game a bit more depth and personality, even though it really doesn't need it. We're here for the action, and the controls and gameplay are terrific. I'm here to blow things up with airplanes, not make friends. There's a wide variety of jets to collect and sort of upgrade throughout the game. You can add new weapons, and then outfit your favorite jet with your favorite assortment of bombs and missiles. The music fits the style of the game. I think it looks really good for a PlayStation 2 release.
Target hit. Missile. Break.
As you make your way through levels in the game, you unlock new airplanes like the A-10 Thunderbolt, one of my favorites because it's the plane Cobra used.
Hard enemy radar spike. Bombs away.
I believe there's 18 missions in Ace Combat 4 and about 20 airplane game room.
residential area took place just before 2 a.m. That's the time when local residents were returning from religious services attributed to...
All right, so we're going to start off at 50% volume, and then we'll increase to maximum volume. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to start the song over. This time we'll take it to maximum volume. And on a side note, you can feel the bass shaking the table. All right, so let's get max volume. Here we go. All right, so now let's do it. All right, so we got both of these on max volume. I'm going to start off with the JBL Pulse 4. Here we go. Here's the Pulse 5. Now, it might be hard to hear on camera, but the JBL Pulse 5 is definitely a little bit louder, has more clarity, and you can feel the bass vibrating a little bit more. Let's try that one more time. Here's the Pulse 4. All right, here's the Pulse 5. Okay. All right, so now let's see how two JBL Pulse 5 sound paired together in complete darkness. So now you're going to get the full effect of the RGB light show. Here we go.
I got a question for you. How many times you knew I was checking for you? I mean, put it on the line, grab the weapon for you. Bro, I was front line, I was repping for you. Tractor, came by myself, I was stepping for you. Tractor, turned the L to a lesson for you. Turned one night to a blessing for you. Anything I do sounds special for you. But I wanted to not special unless it's for you. And that's the thing about it. And I can't sleep at night when I think about it. These niggas think they got it, but I really got it. These niggas think they profit, but I really profit. I done left the town, got it really poppin'. These niggas window shot, but I'm really coppin'. I'm from the city where niggas be milli rockin'. I might pull up in 650s with silly options. But it's the mathematics. You still stick around if I ain't had cabbage. Would you come to my shows if I rap average? Except on my flaws and my bad habits. Heal all my wounds from the backstabbers. And never be someone who will backstab it. Never ready for that ride in the black caddy. I'm my son, one son, tell him ask daddy. He'll be mad happy. But I'm just trying to chill and twist the line. Catch stunts in my 740 drop. Drive me crazy, shorty. Just wanna see you and feel real. If I post this little bitch on my car.
It is an Italian free-to-air television channel, operated by Mediaset and owned by MFE Mediaforum. It was founded and started to broadcast in 2018. 2018 to the present, there is a black circle, and inside it there is a white number 20. Here is the HD version. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about Buc-ee's. It is a chain of country stores and gas stations with locations in Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, Florida, South Carolina and Tennessee. Additional locations are currently under development in Alabama, Colorado, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, and Tennessee. Plans for an additional location in North Carolina were shelved in early 2021. 1982 to 1982, there is a yellow circle on a black outline, and inside it, there is a drawing of a beaver wearing a red cap, and under the circle, there is the word Buc-ee's in red text on a black outline. Here is the icon. Alright, now I'm gonna talk about Sony Pictures Digital. It is a subsidiary of Sony Group Corporation. Operating under the trade name Sony Pictures Digital Productions Incorporated, it is currently based in Japan and was formerly based in Culver City, California, up until 2013. Bob Osher was the president of Sony Pictures Digital before he was fired in February 2015. 2005 to the present, there is a black and colorful tilted shape, and under it, there are the words Sony and Pictures, and under them there is a black line, and under it, there is the word digital in black text. Here is the print version, the inverted print version and the digital productions version. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about Shaun the Sheep. It is a British stop-motion children's television series and a spin-off of the Wallace and Gromit franchise. 2007 to 2013, there are the words Shaun the and sheep in white text on a green outline. Here is a part of an intro. 2013 to the present, the outline is now black. Here is a part of an intro. Alright, now I'm gonna talk about American Dad. It is an American animated sitcom created by Seth MacFarlane, Mike Barker and Matt Weitzman for the Fox Broadcasting Company. Since 2014, the series has been airing new episodes on TBS. American Dad is the first television series made to premiere on Fox's Animation Domination block. The series premiered on February 6, 2005, following Super Bowl 39, with the rest of the first season airing 3 months later, beginning May 1, 2005. 2004 to 2004, here we have a pilot logo. There is a dark American flag, and on it there are the words American and Dad in blue, white and red text. Here is an intro.
Hey, you're a lucky fella, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. To be able to live as you do, and to have that.
2005 to the present, there are the words American and Dad in red text on a black outline, and on the right of the word Dad, there is a red exclamation point on a black outline, and on the right of it, there is an American flag on a black outline. Here is an intro. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about CBS Evening News. It is the flagship evening television news program of CBS News, the news division of the CBS television network in the United States. 1948 to 1950, here we have the logo of the first CBS Evening News name, CBS Television News. There are the words CBS Television and News in black text. 1950 to 1952, here we have the logo of the second CBS Evening News name, Douglas Edwards with the News. There are the words Douglas Edwards with the and News in black text. Here is an intro.
CBS News presents Douglas Edwards with up-to-the-minute developments from all parts of the world. Mr. Edwards.
1951 to 1959, now on the right of the text, there is a CBS logo. Here is an intro.
An up-to-the-minute account of today's headline news, reported by television's foremost news commentator, Douglas Edwards.
1959 to 1962, there are the words CBS News in black text written 8 times, and on the right of them, there are the words Douglas Edward with the and News in black text. 1962 to 1963, here we have the logo of the third CBS Evening News name, Walter Cronkite with the News. The words Douglas and Edward were replaced to the words Walter and Cronkite. 1963 to 1968, they changed its name to CBS Evening News. There are the words CBS Evening News with Walter and Cronkite in black text. Here is an intro.
Direct from CBS News Convention Headquarters in Miami Beach, this is the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite and Charles Kuralt in the CBS Newsroom in New York. Eric Sevareid in Miami Beach, Charles Collingwood in London, George Herman in Washington, Marvin Kalb in Washington, Robert Pierpoint in Washington, and Daniel Shore in Washington.
1968 to 1972, the font has changed, and now on the left of the word CBS, there is a CBS logo. Here is an intro.
From CBS News Space Headquarters in color, this is the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite and Harry Reasoner in New York, and Roger Mudd in Washington, Dan Rather in Washington, Robert Pierpoint in Washington, Adam Rayfield in Algiers, and Robert Shackney in occupied Honduras.
1972 to 1974, there is a CBS logo, and on the right of it, there are the words CBS Evening and News in black text, and under it, there is the word within black text, and under it, there are the words Walter and Cronkite in black text. Here is an intro.
CBS Election Headquarters in New York. This is the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite and Charles Kuralt in the CBS Newsroom, Bernard Kalb in San Clemente, Bob Schieffer in Mitchell, South Dakota, Barry Serafin in Towson, Maryland, Terry Drinkwater in Rockville, Maryland, Jeff Williams in Ayrshire, Iowa, Jed Duval in Cheyenne, Wyoming, Richard Threlkeld in Prineville, Oregon, Bruce Dunning in Cat Lai, South Vietnam, and Bruce Hall in Miami.
1974 to 1976, there is a CBS logo, and on the right of it, there is the word CBS in black text, and under it, there are the words Evening News with Walter and Cronkite in black text. Here is an intro.
From CBS News Headquarters in Washington, this is the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite, and in Washington, Eric Sevareid, Dan Rather, Bill Jones, Bruce Morton, Roger Mudd, Connie Chung, Terry Drinkwater in Yorba Linda, California, and Ike Pappas in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
1976 to 1981, there is a CBS logo, and on the right of it, there is the word CBS in black text, and under it, there are the words Evening News with Walter and Cronkite in black text. Here is an intro.
From CBS News Election Headquarters, this is the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite and Charles Kuralt in our newsroom in New York.
1981 to 1982, the words Walter and Cronkite were replaced to the words Dan and Rather. Here is an intro.
From CBS News Headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
1982 to 1987, the font has changed. Here is an intro.
This is the weekly edition of the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting.
1987 to 1990, there is a blue line, and under it there is a silver CBS logo, and on the right of it, there is the word CBS in silver text, and under it there is a blue line, and under it, there is the word evening in silver text, and under it there is a blue line, and under it, there is the word news in silver text, and under it, there are two blue lines, and between them, there is the word within silver text, and under it, there are the words Dan and Rather in silver text, and under them, there is a blue line. Here is an intro.
Good evening. This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting.
1990 to 1991. The lines are all red. Here is an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting from New York. Good evening.
1991 to 1993 and 1995 to 1996. There are the words CBS Evening and News in silver text, and under them there is a red line, and under it, there are the words with Dan and Rather in silver text. Here is a promo.
Think having little or no income means there's no need to file your taxes? Think about this. You may be owed a refund. Find out how to collect on the CBS Evening News tomorrow.
1993 to 1995. Now under the line there are also the words and Connie and Chung in silver text. Here is an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
1996 to 2000, there is a yellow CBS logo, and on the right and on the bottom of it, there are two black lines on horizontal and one vertical, and above the horizontal line, there is the word CBS in black text, and under the line, there are the words Evening News with Dan and Rather in black text. Here is an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News.
2000 to 2005, there are the words CBS Evening and News in white text, and under them there are the words with Dan and Rather in black text, and between the words with and Dan, there is a silver CBS logo. Here is an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
2005 to 2006, the words Dan and Rather were replaced to the words Bob and Schieffer. Here is an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Bob Schieffer reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
2006 to 2009, on a map background there is a yellow CBS logo, and on the right of it, there are the words CBS Evening and News in white text, and under them, there are the words with Katie and Couric in yellow text. Here is an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
2009 to 2011, there are 3 silver globes, and on the right of them there is a silver CBS logo, and on the right of it, there is the word CBS in silver text, and under it, there are the words Evening and News in silver text, and under them there is a red rectangle, and inside it, there are the words with Katie and Couric in white text. Here is the horizontal version and an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
2011 to 2015, the words Katie and Couric were replaced to the words Scott and Pelley. Here is the horizontal version and an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley. Good evening.
2015 to 2016, there is a CBS logo, and on the right of it, there is the word CBS in white text, and under it, there are the words Evening and News in white text, and on the right of the word News, there is a white rectangle, and inside it, there are the words with Scott and Pelley in blue text. Here is an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley.
2016 to 2017, the CBS logo and the words CBS Evening and News are now in blue text, the rectangle is now red, and now the font of the words inside the rectangle has changed. Here is an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley.
2017 to 2019, there is a gray CBS logo, and on the right of it, there is the word CBS in gray text, and under it, there are the words Evening and News in gray text, and under them there is a blue line, and under it, there is a red rectangle, and inside it, there are the words with Jeff and Glor in white text. Here is the print version, the horizontal version, and an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Jeff Glor.
2019 to 2019, there is a blue CBS logo, and on the right of it, there is the word CBS in blue text, and under it, there are the words Evening and News in blue text, and under them there is a blue rectangle, and inside it, there are the words with Norah and O'Donnell in white text. Here is an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell.
2019 to the present, the CBS logo and the words CBS Evening and News are now white, and the rectangle is now in a blue gradient. Here is an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell, reporting from the nation's capital.
2022 to the present, the blue rectangle has been removed, the words with Norah and O'Donnell are smaller, and now all the logo is dark blue. Here is the horizontal version, a variant and an intro.
This is the CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell, reporting from the nation's capital.
Okay, now I'm gonna talk about Mega Man. It is a science fiction video game franchise created by Capcom, starring a series of robot characters each known by the moniker Mega Man. 1986 to 1986, here we have the beta version. There are the words Mega and Man in silver text on a black shadow. Here is an intro. 1987 to the present, there are the words Mega and Man in yellow text. Here is the blue version and an intro. (1997 to the present, there is a red shape, and on it there is the word Megaman in white and blue gradient text. Here is the Japanese version, the 3D Japanese version, and an intro. (2006 to 2007, there is the word Megaman in blue and white gradient text on a blue outline. 2018 to the present, the logo is darker. Here is a part of a trailer. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about Peugeot. It is a French automotive manufacturer, part of Group PSA. 1810 to 1850, there is a white lion on an arrow. 1850 to 1889, the logo is darker. 1889 to 1910, the logo is brighter. 1905 to 1910, there is a white shape, and on it there is the word Peugeot in black text, and under it there is a lion, and under it, there is the word Paris in black text. 1910 to 1927, there is a lion on the edge of a rock with an arrow on his paw. 1927 to 1936, now under the lion there is a black rectangle, and inside it, there is the word Peugeot in white text. 1936 to 1948, there is a yellow shield on a blue outline, and inside it, there is a blue lion on a blue arrow, and under it, there are some blue lines. 1948 to 1950, there is a white shape, and inside it there is a black rectangle, and on it there are some white shapes, and on them there is an angry lion. 1950 to 1960, there is a black angry lion. Here is the golden version. 1955 to 1960, the lion is now inside a blue shield and under the word Peugeot in blue text. 1960 to 1964, the lion was replaced to a detailed lion's face. 1964 to 1976, there is a black square, and inside it there is the word Peugeot in black text, and under it, there is a stylized lion's face. Here is a commercial.
Why has Peugeot won so many rallies? It's Peugeot perfection paying off. The perfection that makes the Peugeot 404 one of the 7 best-made cars in the world. The perfection that gives you the smooth hush of the 404 automatic sedan. That lets you drive relaxed in the busiest city traffic. The perfection that gives you Peugeot dependability, family space, and family comfort in the 404 station wagon. Peugeot 404, motoring perfection in automatic sedan, manual station wagon.
1976 to 1998, there is the black Angry Lion, and under it there is the word Peugeot in black text. Here is a commercial.
A tus amigos les contaste turbo 16 válvulas, tracción a las 4 ruedas, 200 caballos, el amo de la carretera. Y a tu mujer le dijiste tapicería de cuero, frenos ABS, lujo y confort. Nuevo Peugeot 405 Turbo 16. Tú tienes talento.
1998 to 2002, there is a blue square, and inside it there is a silver lion, and under the square, there is the word Peugeot in blue text. Here is the horizontal version and a commercial.
The new Peugeot 607 HDI Fab is equipped with a special particle filter that burns up exhaust particles before they can enter the atmosphere. The new Peugeot 607 HDI Fab, probably the cleanest diesel car on the planet. And yet another wish come true.
2002 to 2010, the word Peugeot is now inside the square, it is now in white text, and it is under the lion. Here is a commercial. From 2010 to the present, there is a silver lion, and under it there is the word Peugeot in blue text. Here is the print version, the icon, the version with the slogan and a commercial.
Let's face it, humans are pretty limited animals. No fur, no claws, no wings. Yet we survived by learning one simple thing. The world won't adapt to us. So let's adapt ourselves to the world. The new Peugeot 3008, time to change.
2021 to the present, there is a black shield on a white and black outline, and on the shield there is the word Peugeot in white text, and under it there is a white lion. Here is the word mark, the short version, a variant and a commercial.
We are lions, and time is the land we roam. A land where we pounce on every occasion. Yes, time is our territory. Where we choose the pace, the rhythm, and the flow. Time is where we live and turn every moment into an experience. We are lions, the lions of our time.
Alright, now I'm gonna talk about Vimeo. It is an American video hosting, sharing, and services platform provider headquartered in New York City. Vimeo focuses on the delivery of high-definition video across a range of devices. Vimeo's business model is through software as a service. They derive revenue by providing subscription plans for businesses and video content producers. 2004 to 2005, there is the word Vimeo in black text. 2005 to 2006, the font has changed, and the text is now in blue text. 2006 to the present, the font has changed again. Here is the black version, the rainbow version, the icon and a commercial.
populace is in a deep state of occupation denial. Occupation? What occupation? We are ruling over another people.
The 2004 Chrysler Crossfire is certainly like no Chrysler before it. It may be German-built with mostly European components, but just about everything you see outside proudly says, "I'm an American." The immigrant Crossfire wears a rakish body that sprang almost intact from a show-stopping concept car, part slick two-seat sports coupe and part vintage American hot rod. The wide grille with its winged Chrysler badge is flanked by 4 tubular projector headlights, while the long hood with its raised center spine and 6 character grooves spreads out into tall, sharp fenders. The fenders nip at the top of the tall tires and sweep along the tops of tall doors, which feature an additional character line that merges into the rear fender. The short, smooth, fastback tail produces minimal rear overhang and features a retractable wing that you hear deploy at 60 miles per hour. The show car look is finished off by 7-spoke alloy wheels with tall 18-inch tires at the front and taller 19s at the rear. But hold on to that red, white, and blue. This striking design sits atop the same rear drive chassis used by the Mercedes-Benz SLK 320 Roadster. With a short 94.5-inch wheelbase, 159.8-inch length, and 58.3-inch track, the Crossfire is almost as compact and the roof is fixed. But it's got big car power. The Crossfire is propelled by the same 3.2-liter single-cam V6 used in the E-Class as well as the SLK. Output here is 215 horsepower and 229 pound-feet of torque. Available transmissions are our test car's 5-speed automatic with Chrysler's AutoStick manual shift mode or a 6-speed manual. Hit the gas and the Crossfire sprints to 60 in only 6.3 seconds. The quarter mile passes in a quickened 14.8 seconds at 97 miles per hour. Those times are comparable to the last SLK 320 we tested. The performance of this familiar Mercedes power plant offers no surprises, with superb throttle response, strong bottom-end power, and a wide, flat power band. The gearbox and clutch are equally refined, engaging all gears in a tight, precise manner. Words which also describe the double wishbone front and 5-link rear suspension, despite having to be totally retuned for the Crossfire's bigger, heavier wheels and tires. All is assisted by an electronic stability program and all-speed traction control. Taken as a whole, the Crossfire is sure-footed and felt superior to the SLK in grip and stability. The Crossfire's hard-top body is certainly stiffer, and you feel it in every turn. Our only handling complaint is steering response. The power ball-type unit feels sluggish and disconnected, traits we recall from the SLK but are harder to forgive here. Braking is by powerful 4-wheel disc with ABS and brake assist. From 60, they delivered a short average stopping distance of 118 feet. But the pedal is soft at first stab, followed by strong ABS pulsing, also SLK traits. The front tires also had a tendency to follow grooves in our track, so a firm hand on the wheel was required. The driving experience off-track is first-rate. The Crossfire feels German solid and, like a Mercedes, won't ever beat you up. And despite never really seeing anyone out the small rear window, this handsome 2-seater will protect you with tire pressure monitoring and front and side impact airbags. It is one very refined Chrysler. That refinement easily carries over to the cockpit. Designers have done an admirable job of giving the interior the same American taste as the exterior. But even the big Chrysler steering wheel can't hide the total use of Mercedes switchgear. Still, that's nothing to complain about. Entry is a bit tight thanks to the low roof line, and headroom is minimal for those over 6 feet tall. But the leather-wrapped bucket seats are very supportive, boasting 8-way power adjustments for the driver and heat. The SLK-derived gauge cluster with its metallic trim rings is handsome, but the smallish numbers are hard to read at a glance. No complaints about controls for the dual-zone automatic climate controls or the 240-watt Infinity Modulus audio system, however. They're straightforward and easy to reach from either seat. Behind those seats and inside a well-disguised rear hatch is a larger-than-expected cargo space of 7.6 cubic feet. Good for a weekend and maybe more. Price numbers, however, are smaller than expected. A Crossfire with the 6-speed manual carries a base price of $34,495. Choose the 5-speed automatic gearbox, and $35,570 is the starting price. That's $10,000 less than a Mercedes SLK 320. Granted, you don't get the SLK's folding hardtop, but it's an excellent price for all this proven Mercedes-Benz hardware inside a fresh American skin. While to some it may be heresy, the Crossfire is proof to us that the Daimler-Chrysler marriage is working. Moreover, it's starting to produce vehicles that are unlike any other sold by domestic brands. Add in all that striking American style, and the 2004 Chrysler Crossfire isn't just a great new Chrysler, it's the beginning of a great new era for the whole Chrysler brand.
Russian Orthodox Christmas. Take a look at where the strike took place. The woman was sleeping.
People, the Palestinians, against their will.
Let's to thank one of our sponsors, Farmers Insurance.
Somebody needs saving. Don't worry, citizen. I'm here to save.
Already saved.
Today?
Switched him to Farmers so he could save an average of $441 on his auto insurance.
Okay. I guess I'll go save the world or whatever.
If you need saving, get a quote from Farmers.